So this is something that has been evolving with the fund as it's continued to grow. It wasn't as big a part when I first joined in 2017, but it has definitely increasingly become part of it. I think the important reason for that is that we're trying to engage young people in tech, but I think young people want to know why. I mean, it's quite obvious what a lot of careers, traditional careers especially, are when you talk about doctors, nurses, police officers, lawyers, what have you. But to talk about a front-end developer or an AI specialist, not quite as clear what that is. And so this question is really trying to help young people understand what the opportunities are. And one of the, so part A is contextualizing skills. So why is coding a cat on a screen relevant to the real world? Or why is a little blue robot kicking a football relevant to the real world? And so this is what this question is all about. And so, there's lots of resources out there, and some of them we've listed in the guidelines if you're not sure. But we would definitely think that this is an important part of your application. Now, the second part of that question, part B, I would say is also important, although it's a lot more challenging. And actually, initially, when we first put this into the application, the idea of providing context to the activities that we support, the question was really only about engaging industry. And unfortunately, we found that this was a question that was that organizations and schools, quite frankly, struggled to answer. They weren't sure how to engage industry. Now, we obviously have industry partners that we work with, and we are continuing to look at how we can incorporate them with the grants recipients as well. But if you have your own connections through SDS or DYW or through your school, then this is an opportunity to highlight those and to talk about how you might have people from industry come in and talk about their careers. I've talked about how, because of the pandemic, it's important that we, understand that some of the limitations that might create. I would like you to plan for next year that things will be able to move ahead as normal, that kids will be able to work together, and that, we won't have lockdowns. I think one thing that we might struggle with next year is having non-school staff on site. And so, you might want to keep that in mind when you're talking about this question as well, that you might want to have remote engagement with some of those. But again, you're still going to have to engage with industry to achieve that. So that's what this question is really about. Part B, especially, like I say, I don't think it would necessarily break the application if you're not sure how to answer it. But I do think it's important to think about it, because at the end of the day, I think that's one of the keys to how we're going to get more young people to follow a career in tech.